a classic way of starting the game. This can lead to many dynamic attacking openings. A classic reply, black battles for the center with a pawn, attacking the central pawn with the knight. A solid developing move that defends the pawn and attacks the center. Attacking the knight and preparing to castle. This forces the bishop to decide exchange or retreat. White safely retreats the bishop while keeping pressure on the knight. Black attacks the undefended white pawn and develops the knight at the same time. Castling gets the king out of the center and prepares to develop the kingside rook. This develops the dark squared bishop and prepares to castle. White centralizes the rook and protects the pawn. This gains space on the queen side and forces the bishop to retreat. This is forced, but the bishop is well placed because it attacks a vulnerable pawn. This defends the center pawn and allows the light-squared bishop to develop. White prepares a central pawn break and clears a square for the light-squared bishop. Castling gets the king out of the center and activates the rook. This prevents black from developing the light-squared bishop to pin the white knight. Bishop b7 puts the bishop on the long diagonal in a move called a fianchetto. d4 gains space in the center, allows the dark-squared bishop to develop and attacks the e5 pawn. Rook e8 puts the rook on a central file and vacates the f8 square for the bishop, developing the knight and increasing influence in the center. This is a book move, meaning it follows established opening theory, played by top players for years. Textbook play so far. This creates luft for the king, providing it an escape square. Solid. Continuing with standard opening theory. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. Recapturing with the pawn here keeps the center healthy and stable. This is a book move, meaning it follows established opening theory, played by top players for years. Only one good move here, and you spotted it. This is an equal trade. A straightforward recapture. This defends the attacked knight. This is the strongest option. Moving the rook gives black more flexibility in the middle game. Right on target. Very strong play. This is a fair move. Moving the queen gives black more flexibility in the middle game. A new attacker joins the pressure on the pawn. This protects an underdefended pawn that is under attack. This defends a knight that was under attack and had no defenders. This moves the bishop to a more active square, making it gain scope. White develops the bishop and supports the center. The game was close to balanced, but now black is worse. This threatens to win a pawn through a discovered attack. A solid choice. This allows the opponent to force doubling of pawns. The knight is not as active as before on this square. The best option was to force doubling of pawns. Capturing while sacrificing the bishop was the right idea. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. This is an equal trade. A strong choice. This threatens to win a knight through a fork. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This is the strongest option. This evades the check from the queen. One of the best moves. Right on target. A strong choice. Great find. This was the only move that works. Black's piece has moved to a square with greater activity and control. Only one good move here, and you spotted it. This wins a tempo by threatening a queen and forcing it to move away. This calmly removes the queen from an immediate threat. This is the strongest option. This moves the bishop to a better location, allowing it to control more squares. Great find. This was the only move that works. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. This move puts the queen on a safer square. This moves the queen to safety. A new attacker joins the pressure on the pawn. This protects the attacked pawn. There were worse moves, but also something much better. This threatens to checkmate the king. This stops the opponent from being able to checkmate the king. That's fine. This mobilizes the knight, allowing it to control more of the board. Right on target. A straightforward recapture. The threat on the pawn becomes more serious with this move. This captures a rook and eliminates a threat. That was a free rook. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. That was a free bishop. This move sets up a fork on two valuable targets. Only one good move here, and you spotted it. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. This moves the queen to safety. White's pieces move to a square with greater activity and control.